Yo, it's LordShaedow on the mic. I play to win, never to lose. In the contest of champions, I'm the one they choose. Swipe, tap, my moves are slick. Dexterity more heavily, I dodge quick. Class champ, I'm the master of the game. Cosmic science, skill tech mutant, I claim. Arena and chill grind, that's how I roll. No stress, no drama, just on patrol. In the fight, I'm swift, my tactics are tight. LordShaedow's in the arena, ready to ignite. From the streets to the screen, my skills are renowned. In the world of Marvel, I'm the king crown. So listen up, here's the story of the champ. LordShaedow's the name, I'm the grime track vamp.
Hey everyone, Shadow here, and welcome to another Marvel Contest of Champions video. So in this video, we're going to be going through Jean Grey's kit, and we're going to see what makes her so good. Let's first take a look at the synergy bonuses, and I like to look at who the synergy is with as well as what the synergy does. Because if it's a great synergy effect, but the synergy partner sucks, I don't really consider it a good synergy. All right, so this first one is with the Phoenixes. Looks like OG Phoenix and Dark Phoenix. Incinerate damage does not reduce the strength of Jean's force field. So I guess that would be good if you're going up against a lot of Incinerate. Okay. Let's see here. Next one is with Cyclops, who just got a rework, so he's actually pretty decent now. This allows her to gain 2 psionic charges when activating a special attack while the opponent is dashing or performing a dash attack. So that's a, special intercept. Okay. We'll see what the psionic charges do. Haha, Professor X, mentor, cute. Personal delirium effects gain a flat 20% potency. I'm a little confused on that one. I don't know how good that is. We'll have to see what the delirium does. But whatever it does, other than reversing your controls, it's 20% potency. All right. And we got Purgatory, who is good. We all know this. Crossing a bar of power grants Jean a 750 bulwark passive for 10 seconds. And bulwark increases the target's block proficiency. So it makes her a little bit more tanky. And she already got that shield too, so yeah. Sisters, Storm, and that's a good one. So all of the synergy partners that I've seen so far are good champions. The first hit of Jean's heavy attack pauses her personal daunted for 5 seconds. So yeah, all of these are pretty decent. I'm not the biggest fan of Professor X, only because he is very unfriendly with the recoil masteries, Liquid Courage, Double Edge, because you want to fire lots of specials with him, but he's a good champion. All right, let's take a look at her signature ability, and we're going to answer the question, does she need to be awakened? So her awakened ability, while Jean's force field is active, using the parry mastery instead inflicts a 1.5 second stun passive. So she's going to get a longer stun. In cases of, I'm trying to remember what that node is called, where it reduces the stun duration. And there's some other nodes that have the same effect, but they're not called the same thing. This will help. She'll still be able to stun them for a good amount of time, and skill champions cannot reduce the ability accuracy of this stun. So that's a great little utility. But if we only had that, I wouldn't say she needed to be awakened. The next one, increased control over her mutation, allows Jean to retain 1 uncanny passive after her special attack 1. Okay. This third one now. This one is what I personally believe makes her SIG ability needed. increases the duration of personal neuroshock passives by some seconds. And here's the thing. She doesn't even need to have a very high SIG. We're fighting a war, in the off season, and someone put up a Jean Grey and her SIG was 60. And I think I'm trying to remember how many seconds that added, but I'm going to be putting in all of my mutant SIG stones are going into her until she's all the way up there. So, all right. But yeah, so I would say you want her awakened, and her SIG ability does help. You'll notice that this is the only one that has the variable. This is what will go up with the SIG ability level. So, yeah, I would say even without being awakened, she is going to be good, but you really want her awakened. It just makes her so much better, especially on defense. All right, let's see. Omega level telepathy provides Jean Grey with full immunity to reverse controls. I was sold right there. And all of her attacks deal energy damage, so she's good against champs like Korg, for example. Light attacks 2, 3, and 4 inflict a neuroshock debuff for 18 seconds. And mine, at level 11, is adding 2.23. So I'm going to get 20-second neuroshocks. And that's a lot of damage. Okay? When Jean is struck with or blocks a critical hit, inflict an exhaustion debuff for 12 seconds. All right, whoops. Reduces critical damage by the given amount. So when she's fighting someone like Bullseye, this can help for 12 seconds. So it's going to be, if they go full five hit combo into your block, it'll last the entire attack. Personal neuroshock passives deal energy damage over 24 seconds. And keep in mind, we have this here. Now, I did notice this. This says personal neuroshock, so it might not apply to this one here. The neuroshocks on them, because this is keeping these separate. So this neuroshock and her personal neuroshocks may be different. So that's 24 seconds. So mine would be 26 and some, which is more damage. So still the same, but I think it's this one here. And you can see it deals more damage than that one. So yeah. Okay. Now this force field is just from fighting her, I know about. Jean Grey starts each fight with a force field. Strength equal to 10% of her maximum health, which goes up as she ranks up. You see mine is rank 4. I just recently did that. So that has strengthened her force field. Now, I don't know if it's maximum health modified or base. I don't know that yet. The force field is not subject to ability accuracy. So no ability accuracy reduction is going to mess with it. Whenever Jean would take damage other than from a special attack 3, the force field takes up to 90% of the damage instead. This makes her so annoying to try to get through, let me tell you. But I see that the Incinerate may be the way to go with her. While the force field is active, Jean takes no damage from physical thorns effects. Now that I did not know. And the opponent's critical damage rating is reduced. I didn't know that. So while she has her field, I think like maybe, well, she already does energy, so Korg wasn't going to do that. But maybe Atuma She might be good for a Tuma, at least while she has the field up. When the force field is depleted, Jean lashes out physically and inflicts a 30% delirium. Okay, so this reduces okay. So I always know about the inverting of the dash and dodge, but in addition to that, it reduces defensive combat power rate. So that synergy is going to add 20% onto that. So a 30% with the synergy is going to be a 50% combat power rate reduction. Okay, for 8 seconds. The force field then goes on cooldown for 24 seconds and then reforms at full strength. Okay, this cooldown is reduced by 1.5 seconds each time a debuff is purified off the opponent. Okay. And expires 30% more slowly while Jean is poisoned. Really? Now that is interesting because I run the Ouchie Masteries, and one of them is Liquid Courage, which puts a poison. So that means that her shield is going to last longer. Interesting. All right, let's see. Uncanny Scion. When a debuff is purified or cleansed off the opponent while Jean is not performing a special attack, gain a 12.5% uncanny passive. Reduces the amount of power consumed by specials. Okay. By the given potency and allows them to be activated at the reduced power level. Oh, that's what that does. That's why she gets her special 3 when it doesn't look like she has a special 3. That caught me. Because I was like, what in the world is happening? She got a special 3 and her bars were not even full. This is why. Okay. When Jean would gain an uncanny passive above max stacks, she instead gains an indefinite psionic charge. When a debuff is purified or cleansed off the opponent during Jean's special attacks by a source other than her, Jean gains a psionic charge. All right, I'm waiting to see what these psionic charges do. When a personal debuff is prevented by ability accuracy reduction, Jean has a 35% chance to gain a psionic charge. This will not trigger against opponents with psychic shielding. Okay. Her heavy attack, the first hit purifies up to 3 neuros or non-damaging debuffs off the opponent and grants her a psionic charge if the opponent is not stunned. Okay, so she can purify even champs that don't have their purify mechanic. When you put the debuffs on her, on your opponent, she can fire a heavy attack and purify. Okay. Purify her own neuroshocks or non-damaging debuffs. All right. The final hit inflicts 2 personal neuroshock debuffs. So it'll purify 3, but add 2. And grants Jean no power if she is above 1 bar of power. Ooh, okay. Now, special attacks, and this goes for all of them, it looks like. Personal neuroshock, daunted, and delirium effects are paused during her special attacks. After the first hit, 50% chance to inflict a 30% delirium passive for 2 seconds. And that's all of her specials. Okay. This will not trigger if a personal delirium is already active. As an attacker, the chance is 100%. Okay. So you're going to get that as an attacker. As a defender, on activation, consume up to 3 psionic charges and inflict a personal neuroshock passive for each charge consumed. Okay. So the more psionic charges she has, she's going to, on the special, she'll inflict the personal neuroshock passive. Interesting. That is very interesting. So if she's going to inflict a personal neuroshock, then that applies with the SIG ability. Ooh-wee. I see. Yeah, I'd say she needs to be awakened to do the crazy damage that I've seen. Special Attack 1, the first hit purifies all Neuroshock and non-damaging debuffs off the opponent and consumes all psionic charges. For each debuff purified and for each charge consumed this way, inflict a personal Neuroshock passive. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. The final hit inflicts 2 to 4 additional Neuroshock passives. So she's hitting them with personal Neuroshock passives and Neuroshock passives. Special Attack 2, on activation, inflict a non-stacking 35% Daunted passive for 20 seconds. Okay. The affected champion takes increased damage during their opponent's special attacks by the given potency. So, Special Attack 2, she's going to get 35% more damage. Each hit deals a burst of energy damage for each Neuroshock on the opponent and for each psionic charge. So, wow. So I guess you want to hit him with a special 1 and then a special 2 for the big damage. The final hit consumes 50% of psionic charges rounded down. And in Special Attack 3, Jean adds a flat 100% strength to her force field if active, or reactivates it at full strength if not. Okay. Then inflict a personal Neuroshock passive for every 20% of the force field's remaining strength. Wow. Okay. Let's play around with her a little bit here. Let's go to Realm of Legends. And I have seen her mostly on defense. And we're not going to do any synergies. All right. Keep in mind, I do run the Ouchie Mastery, so let's see what this looks like. I'm going to try a special 1 and then a special 2 and see what that does. And maybe you need to add in some heavy attacks, maybe. We'll see. Good night. Okay. I noticed that his power, look at his power. Okay. Now he's getting it back. Okay. Let's see what that looked like. Oh my goodness. Mercy. Okay. And I probably did not even use her right. I was thinking maybe heavy attacks to, you know, get some more neuros on them or something like that. All right. That's going to do it for now. That already was impressive. And I cannot wait to get her SIG level up. So take care. And you all have a blessed day.
Lord's moves are slick, dexterity more heavily, he dodged quick. Class champ, Lord the master of the game, cosmic science, skill tech mute I claim. Arena and chill grind, that's how he roll. No stress, no drama, just on patrol. In the fight he's swift, his tactics be tight. LordShaedow's in the arena, ready to ignite.